The failed athlete who built Nike, the story of Phil Knight. Have you ever heard of a man who failed at his dream, but built an empire because of it? This is the story of Phil Knight, the man who turned rejection, risk, and heartbreak into the world's biggest sportswear brand, Nike. Phil Knight was born in 1938 in Portland, Oregon, a small-town boy who ran faster than most kids his age. Running wasn't just his hobby, it was his life. He dreamed of becoming one of the world's greatest athletes. Through school and college, he ran with passion, winning local races and medals, each blue ribbon a promise that he was born for greatness. But life had other plans. One morning, after years of training, Phil realized the painful truth. He was good, but not great. He would never make it to the national team. At 24, his dream was over. That morning, Phil stopped running on the track, but he didn't stop running in life. He wanted to stay close to the world he loved, sports, somehow, some way. During his MBA, he had written a research paper about Japanese products and how they were disrupting American markets. He thought, what if Japanese running shoes could do the same thing? What if they could challenge the giants, Adidas and Puma? It was a crazy idea, but Phil had nothing to lose. He took every dollar he had, flew to Japan, and met the executives of a shoe company called Onitsuka, the makers of tiger shoes. They asked, "What's your company's name?" Without thinking, Phil blurted out, "Blue Ribbon Sports." There was no such company. It didn't even exist. But somehow that little lie became the start of something historic. Onitsuka loved his confidence. They agreed to let Blue Ribbon distribute their tiger shoes in America. Phil was overjoyed. He sent them his savings and waited for the first shipment. 4 months passed. Nothing arrived. 8 months. Still nothing. To survive, Phil took a job as an accountant and lied, but he never stopped waiting. Almost a year later, a small box finally arrived from Japan. 12 pairs of tiger shoes. Phil was so excited, he ran to show them to his old coach, Bill Bowerman, a man obsessed with perfecting running shoes. To Phil's surprise, Bowerman didn't just like the shoes. He wanted to be his business partner. The same coach who once guided him as a runner now wanted to run a business with him. They shook hands, and Blue Ribbon Sports was officially born. Phil stored the shoes in his parents' basement. That was his first office. But no store wanted to sell them. So Phil filled the trunk of his car with tiger shoes and drove to every track meet he could find. He spoke to athletes, coaches, and fans, one by one, convincing them that tiger shoes were different. And guess what? They loved them. In just 2 months, he sold all 300 pairs. But success came with new challenges. To place the next order, he had to borrow money, his first bank loan. Still, Phil kept going. The business grew, but so did the problems. Onitsuka began to doubt him. Another coach even claimed Onitsuka had given him full U.S. rights to tiger shoes. Phil was furious and heartbroken. So he did what few people have the courage to do. He got on a plane, went straight to Japan, and confronted the company head-on. His honesty and passion impressed Mr. Onitsuka himself, who renewed Blue Ribbon's rights. Crisis avoided for now. By 1971, Blue Ribbon was doing over $1 million in sales. But success made Onitsuka greedy. They demanded 51% of Phil's company, or they'd take back the distributorship. That day, Phil made the boldest decision of his life. He said no. No to fear, no to control, and yes to starting his own brand. He called his team together and said, "It's time. We'll stop selling someone else's shoes and start building our own." They needed a name. Phil's first salesman, Jeff Johnson, called him one night and said, "I saw it in a dream. Nike. In Greek mythology, Nike is the goddess of victory." It was perfect. Phil's first salesman, Jeff Johnson, sold 50,000 shoes just by word of mouth. That's how powerful belief can be, when passion does the talking. Then came the logo. A young design student named Carolyn Davidson drew a simple, flowing curve that felt like motion, like speed. Phil wasn't amazed at first, but he needed a logo. He paid her $35. That swoosh became the heartbeat of Nike. And on May 30th, 1971, Nike was born. But no one knew Nike yet. Adidas and Puma ruled the world. Phil needed a spark, so he tried something revolutionary, athlete endorsements. He signed Steve Prefontaine, America's most passionate runner, for just $5,000 a year. It worked. Athletes began trusting Nike because real runners were wearing it. Phil also built a sales team made entirely of former athletes, people who understood what runners truly needed. That connection changed everything. By 1980, Nike's sales had exploded to $270 million. They went public and became the biggest sports brand in America. Phil Knight, the failed athlete, had done it. He built a company stronger than Adidas, but destiny wasn't done testing him. Then came Reebok. They focused on design, color, and fashion, not just performance. Nike fell behind, losing sales, losing trust. For the first time, they were losing. And that's when Phil made another bold move, a bet on a young basketball player named Michael Jordan. Jordan wasn't a legend yet, but Phil saw greatness in him. Nike signed him for $2.5 million. The Air Jordan was born, bold, colorful, rebellious. The NBA banned the shoes for breaking uniform rules. But Nike turned the ban into a message. The NBA can't stop you from wearing them. That defiance lit a fire. In the first year alone, Air Jordans made $100 million in sales, and Nike was back. From there, Nike never stopped moving, from shoes to fashion, from athletes to icons. They launched Just Do It in 1988, 3 simple words that became a way of life. A reminder that greatness begins not with talent, but with action. Today, Nike sells over 900 million products every year. Its value is more than 12 lakh crore rupees, and it all began with a shy runner selling shoes from the trunk of his car. Phil Knight once said in his book Shoe Dog, "Let everyone call your idea crazy. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't even think about stopping until you get there. Because sometimes failure isn't the end. It's the start of something far greater." Just like Nike says, just do it. Thank you for watching. Keep glowing. Keep growing. This is LifeAura.